Good afternoon everybody, welcome to this week's Tillers Turf Talk. Hope you're all keeping really well. We're super busy at Tillers at the moment. There's lots of harvest going on, irrigation, mowing, hoovering, seeding, you name it, it's all happening here at the moment, absolutely full on. We've got Laura and Kylie behind us here putting some more wildflower stock in, make sure we've got plenty of that going into the season. And I'm in an area at the moment where we're growing a little bit of wildflower turf on, so constant R&D, we're monitoring the species composition to make sure this product's giving us interest all year round. So absolutely fabulous. You see a nice poppy blowing in the wind there. Love it. Absolutely amazing stuff. Now this week we're going to turn back the clock to round about episode 5 last year, and we're going to have a little look at the environmental benefits of natural turf. Now for those that have already seen it, it's a nice refresher. For those that haven't seen it and watching it for the first time, then you might find it quite eye-opening just how environmentally beneficial natural turf grass really is. Now that doesn't matter if it's in the garden, on a golf course, football pitch, cricket square, open spaces, parks, you name it, anywhere where there's natural grass is all contributing endlessly to the environment. So when we talk about environment as well, we look at things like climate. So things have really changed, and we've had a few years now of really dry springs. This year's been an incredibly wet spring, but now we're hitting a real dry spell again going into May. So the weather now is becoming more unpredictable too. And I know when I was growing up as a kid, we always had April showers, we always seemed to have a hot, dry summer, then we always had snow in the winter, and it was all quite, you know, you could plan things quite easily. But now we've always got prepared to move the goalposts, move things around and adjust our sort of management plans accordingly. But you know, turf's in great condition at the moment, not just the wildflower, the natural turf's all looking absolutely amazing. Now obviously with the weather, the dry spell coming up, you may have laid some new turf recently, so please be sure to monitor the moisture levels and water that accordingly. And responsibly of course, and you know, don't kill it with kindness, but give it enough to sustain it and keep it alive. Very important we keep an eye on that. So even a weekend away, if you're going away at all, then get somebody to check it for you and water it accordingly. Really important. So sit back, enjoy the video, and we'll catch you later. Good afternoon guys, welcome to another Tillers Turf Talk. Today we're out in the field, a beautiful day today, sun shining, the birds are singing, some real signs of spring going on. Now last week we were up at BTME up in Harrogate for the Greenkeeping Show, and there as part of our role at Tillers we co-sponsor the Golf Environment Awards. So today I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about some of the environmental benefits of natural turf. So I want to start off by saying that turf is an amazing source of oxygen. In fact it's believed it's the third most important source of oxygen in the world after trees and algae. It's believed that the average turf lawn of around about 200 square metres can produce enough oxygen to keep a family of 4 alive every single day of the week. So vitally important source of oxygen and of our well-being and living. So what other benefits does turf have? Well, things like soil erosion. You know, we throw a bucket of water on a pile of soil, it's going to wash away. We throw a bucket of water on a pile of soil with grass turf on it, it's going to act as an erosion control. So what other benefits has it got? Well, things like it absorbs noise. So when you hear aeroplanes going over, you know, if you're out in a playing field or a big grass area, you may find that it's not quite as loud as it would be flying over a town, for instance. So tremendous benefit. So one of the other benefits too is natural turf can also act as a filtration system. So if we get rainfall or we get contamination in water runoff, then the turf will often absorb it, and the microbes and the microorganisms within the soil will help break down any sort of non-beneficial bacteria and filter any kind of water before it hits the watercourse. Another word that comes up regularly now in all walks of life is actually global warming. Now everybody seems to want to blame it on, you know, things like emissions and, you know, various fuels burning in the air and all these other things. Yeah, sure they do contribute, but maybe it's a loss of green space too. So maybe we're becoming an overdeveloping world. You know, we see a lot of very kind of hard landscape gardens going in, things like, you know, artificial lawns, which yes, they have their place, but obviously natural turf is a much bigger benefit to anybody. So I want to do a little bit of experiment now. We're just going to have a little wander over here. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what I'm talking about, a little bit more. So what I was coming on to there really was the cooling effect that natural turf can have. So I just want to do a little bit of experiment here just to demonstrate what I mean by that. So you may have seen occasionally, particularly if you're something like a dog owner, where the dog runs out the kitchen door at the back in the summer, and where does it go? It goes straight down, lay on the lawn. Now there's a reason for that. I should, like I say, show you a little demonstration here. So at the moment we've got our soil temperature probe in the ground here, and it's given us a reading of 14.4 degrees at the surface. Now if I move this probe over into the exposed soil where the harvest has taken place, as you can see here, the temperature is rising rapidly. Now I'm holding that probe just below the surface, out of the sunlight, but already we can see that's gone from 14.7 to 19.4 and still rising. So that kind of sort of demonstrates really that by removing all this green space, green cover, wherever we are in the world, you know, we're contributing to global warming. So, you know, turf, brilliant way of cooling things down, absorbing heat and keeping us a healthy planet. Another subject that comes up regularly when we talk about the environment is carbon. You know, obviously the carbon output of vehicles and everything else. Now turf is an amazing carbon capture, so it absorbs the carbon itself. So when we look at things like you know, the tractor going on behind us with the mowers, we look at that and we say, well, it's a turf farm, we talk about the benefits, but what about the carbon output? So it's a proven fact that the carbon intake of the turf is 5 to 7 times higher than the carbon output of mowing it. So here at Tillers we're actually carbon neutral, which is fantastic. So natural turf overall, brilliant for the environment, so many benefits of it. So just to finish off this week then, we're experiencing some unusually high temperatures right now. It's incredibly dry. So if you have ordered some turf from us and you're laying it this weekend, or if you've laid it this week at all, be sure to keep an eye on the moisture content, keep it watered, give it the best chance possible. But more importantly, think about what an amazing contribution you're making to the environment. So thanks for watching everybody. Please feel free to you know, share our site with your friends, you know, like things, retweet things, leave a comment, you know, and we'll try and sort of talk about things that you may wish to hear about. So leave anything in the comments box, we'll take a look at them. In the meantime, have a good weekend, look after yourselves, and we'll see you all again next week. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little refresher on the environmental benefits of natural turf, and a big pat on the back to everybody for keeping your natural lawns, and you know, hopefully this has given you a real insight into the absolutely massive contribution that it's making. So fantastic stuff. In the meantime, just want to thank you all again for watching as always. Really appreciate your views, your comments. Please continue to share, to like, to retweet, help us grow the channel. We look forward to bringing you a new video next week on a new subject. In the meantime, have a great weekend, take care everybody, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers for now.